What up, ladies and gentlemen, Chen Chen here bringing you guys another video. Today I am here bringing you guys a ultimate Nunu Mid guide. I know this is kind of at a very surprise element for a lot of you who follow my channel because obviously I didn't mention I would ever play Nunu Mid, but this has been a secret pocket pick of mine and it has been absolutely broken. So real quick, let me show you guys my op.gg. As you can see, these are my recent games on my high diamond account. You can see that we are absolutely smurfing with an 95% win rate out of 20 games on Nunu. So hopefully that showcased that this video has quite some credibility, and for me to call myself rank 1 Nunu Mid, I truly believe it. Not much people who play Nunu bring him mid lane. Majority of them play him jungle, so this is going to probably be the best Nunu Mid guide you can find out there right now. So in this video, we're gonna run through some pros and cons of Nunu Mid, room pages with builds, and then we are going to go into a rank game showcasing exactly what to do and just kind of some highlighting points so you guys can abuse this and you guys can get that free LP, especially as season 11 starts. So let's dive into the pros and cons. All right, starting off with our first pro of Nunu Mid is, it's a no-brainer, your mobility, your ability to roam at an extremely fast pace. How you want to think of Nunu Mid is pretty similar to Pyke Mid, except Pyke Mid is looking more to get solo kills. Nunu Mid, you kind of don't want to do that. You want to roam top or mid. You act as a second jungler. Jungle is, without a doubt, the most impactful role in the entire game. So when you play Nunu Mid, not only can you roam and pressure and apply that type of jungle presence, but you can also provide presence as a mid laner as well. And you'll kind of see that through the gameplay, but you're very efficient at just Wing into a lane and then Wing back to your own lane without missing much. So that is why Nunu Mid is very good because of his mobility. The second benefit of playing Nunu Mid is the fact that he counters majority of the junglers. Now, this is pretty much the same for Nunu jungle, except because you are going an AP item, you deal an absurd amount of damage with your ult. Junglers like Kha'Zix, Kayn, Yi, pretty much any jungler, as long as you get on top of them, they have no way of escaping and you're going to one-shot them. What does this do? This gives you the strongest 2v2 potential possible coming from the mid lane. Like, you can match assassins like Talon, Zed early game just because you counter tons of junglers. So you add your jungler, your mid laner, and then versus their jungler, their mid laner, you're most likely going to win that 2v2. Third advantage that Nunu has in the mid lane is just his insane sustain. His Q heals him all the way to full HP if you're half HP, and this is very useful, especially into the hard matchups that you are definitely going to face against. So just being able to Q a minion, you know, you push out the wave, then you Q a minion, and then you're full HP, ready to roam. It's super powerful. Another pro of Nunu Mid is his ability to pressure. This kind of ties into mobility, but just the amount of mid presence you have in the game, 90% of the time is going to be more than the enemy mid laner. Mid lane is obviously a very important role because you're directly in the middle, right? So, you know, as they say, when you lose the mid tier 1, it hurts because you're losing so much of Summoner's Rift. But with Nunu Mid, you have so much presence and so much pressure everywhere that no one, and I mean no champion, can contest your mobility, your roam, your pressure, your threat, everything. And last but not least, his main thing that I would probably put him as the #1 advantage that he has is his scaling. Now, this might be seemingly clickbait or weird because majority of people know Nunu as a horrible scaler. He has a really good early game, but he falls off. This is true, But with Nunu Mid and with a specific build path that I'm going to show you guys later, trust me, that is completely false. He scales like a truck, and majority of the time, if you bring him to the 30-minute mark, he's still going to be very impactful. So keep that in mind. Don't play him only for the early game. You can play him for scaling as well, and it's going to be a great time. Alright, with every good thing comes some weaknesses. Now, there's not a whole lot. There's only a couple for the starters. Champions like Lux, Fizz, he has a lot of hard counters in the mid lane. This is very important to notice, but also very important to kind of not be scared of this fact. Yes, he gets countered by majority mid laners, but he also has his sustain. So yes, you're going to get poked out because you're melee and you really don't have abilities to interact in terms of range, etc. You can Q a minion, heal back to full HP, and just play for the team. If you play how I tell you how to play when I show the gameplay, you're going to be fine, trust me. There's a lot of hard counters. Don't sweat too much about it. And kind of another thing just to mention is that if you have a full-on brain-dead teammates, you're not going to be able to win. Majority of the time, if you have like one bad teammate, or like two bad teammate, you can still pressure and get an absurd amount of lead and still carry, but team diff is always real. It's still a team game, so if you get team gapped, it's going to hurt, especially if you're in a very hard matchup where you cannot do much. If your team's just uber enting, there's not much you can do. Alright, that is it for the pros and cons. Moving on to the runes for Nunu Mid. Now, I'm showing it on the screen. You can see I'm going to explain why to go this specific rune page. First off, Dark Harvest, you're going to be moving around a lot. So this is just the most accessible rune page to proc, and it does so much damage, especially in terms of scaling as well. So then you go Cheap Shot. This synergizes really well with your E and your W, and it's just overall a ton of extra damage. So you definitely want to go Cheap Shot. Eyeball Collection, once again, you're roaming around, you're getting free kills. More AP equals more kill pressure. Relentless Hunter, this is going to add on to your mobility, and you can also see this through celerity and water walking. You want to be able to move from one side of the map to the other in a very, very fast fashion. So these three rune pages will definitely help you out with that. And for your mini trees, double adaptive, and then flex whatever matchup you're against. You never want to take health. Go the defense with armor or magic resist. Pretty straightforward runes, but you have to make sure to take this every single game. There's no rune page that's going to be better than this. Moving on to the itemization. This is the biggest part because I guarantee you no Nunu Mid player is running this right now. Okay, and a lot of them are running either Sunfire, Rush, or Night Harvester. Night Harvester is definitely viable, but I feel as if this item is just 10 times better. So let me kind of go over real quick. Most Nunu Mids aren't going Dark Seal start. It's crazy to me. Yes, you are going to run into mana issues, but that is perfectly fine. Definitely go Dark Seal. Majority of the time, you're going to see I'm actually getting First Blood or Burning Suns at level 1. It's super crazy. So Dark Seal, because it gives you so much extra AP, you definitely don't want to not go this. Doran's Ring just doesn't give you that snowbally effect. Now moving on to your Mythic, as I mentioned earlier, Imperial Mandate. I'm going to spend a couple minutes talking about this. These two are the only viable options. Do not go Sunfire mid lane. You're absolutely trolling if you're going Nunu Sunfire mid lane. These are the two options. So I used to be running Night Harvester, and it's alright, but it doesn't actually scale that well. This is what I was talking about earlier in terms of scaling, where you scale like a truck. Imperial Mandate scales like a truck. So let's get rid of this. Let's just look at this. Let's be honest. So this gives you AP, health, ability haste, and base mana regen, which is super nice. Nunu Mid has a lot of mana issues, And this is just the perfect item. It gives you AP, it gives you ability haste, and it gives you mana regen. Now, the passive is absolutely absurd. Abilities that slow or immobilize champions deal damage and mark them, so ally champions can detonate the mark. This is really good because you can proc it multiple times if you're by yourself. This is good for solo killing or just looking to harass or poke. But even when you get the mark and an ally champion hits it, it's just super good in the late game. This is why late game, you're doing so much extra damage through Imperial Mandate. And another thing, it is 500 gold cheaper than Night Harvester. When you're playing for an early mid game and trying to end the game before 30 minutes, you need to get the cheaper mythic. And another thing to mention is that the mythic passive scales and gives you 15 ability power, making sure that you are relevant at all stages of the game. Moving on, Magi's is pretty core, but 9 out of 10 times I don't build this unless I'm extremely fed, just because I feel as if going into defensive items are just much better. So go this if you're fed, but if you're not, just go into this. This is pretty much core, alright? You want to go Deadman's. This synergizes super well with your W, and it just gives you really good stats. And then you go into Gargoyles. I do this every single game. This is core, alright? And now these are situational items. I don't want to talk about them too much. If your game has not ended and you already have these 4 items, chances are you're probably playing Nunu Mid wrong. I end majority of my games through that 20, 25 to 30, 32-ish minutes mark, and that's good. You want to end the game early. I'm not saying that if you reach 40 minutes, you're going to be completely useless. You're still going to be really strong, but majority of the time you kind of want to end there because the rest of the items just aren't going to do a whole lot. For boots, you want to go Stork Shoes, get that one-shot potential. And Control Word is your friend. You're going to see through the gameplay. I almost always buy a couple Control Words every single game. Situational, I don't need to talk about this too much. You can pretty much go any single tank item. It'll work. For your AP items, you don't want to go like Rabadons or any of that. The most viable AP options are Zhonya's and Banshees just because they're still defensive in nature, but they also give you more AP. Majority of the time, if you're fed, you're probably just going to end the game on these items. Alright, that's pretty much it for the itemization. That's pretty much it for the talking part of the video. Now we're going to show you the gameplay of Nunu Mid and just how absurdly broken it is. Trust me, if you play it, if you follow exactly what I do, you're guaranteed to win. Solo queue is all about consistency. If you do this every single game, you have a very solid chance of climbing. Let's get right into the gameplay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the Rift. Now, I'm not going to show you necessarily everything, I'm just going to show you highlights. I mean, it's Nunu Mid, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just going to show you the key factors of what you want to do to actually win the game. We're against a Malphite, which I've never versed before, but it honestly doesn't matter. You play the same regardless of your matchup. Now, their team comp looks 30 times better than ours, so we'll see. If we can win this, we're probably continuing our, I think, 17 win streak on Nunu. Not too sure, we'll just see. Alright, if you're excited, make sure to smash the like button, join the Crimson Pack by subscribing to the channel. Let's get right into gameplay.
But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go.
That was actually really interesting. So normally I don't actually go for that, but since Bard went for that, I just, I'll follow it up. Normally at level 1, you actually want to just shove the wave as fast as possible and then just look for a roam bot lane. Majority of the time, I'm able to pick up a kill. Obviously, since Bard was fighting, there's just no real way I should go bot there. So I followed up, I got a kill, it's not too shabby. And now we just keep playing the same. We keep sharving. He pokes us, it doesn't matter. We Q minion, and we heal back to full. Whew. What a fiesta of a game, ladies and gentlemen. Normally this never happens, but I think we win it for the most part. And trust me, fiestas are perfectly fine when you're playing a champ like Nunu Mid. So one thing you want to do when you buy is look for when you can actually buy control word. You almost always want one control word to place in this but pixel bush. So these are really good because they cover your entrances of your snowball, and it actually allows you to gank pretty freely. Of course, since I was pretty wealthy there, I was able to buy quite a bit of stuff. And this is just a free kill. Like, Nunu Mid, ladies and gentlemen, it's so broken. It's insane. My Graves kind of fucked that up. That's so depressing, actually. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This is the most fiesta playing Nunu Mid has ever actually created. Most games aren't like this. It's pretty tame. You can just farm, move, roam around. But you can see the fiesta is actually pretty much in our favor. I'm up in CS, which is really what you want to try doing. And I'm super, super strong. I'm almost at my core item. So this is going really well, guys. Boom. There we go. Free kill. I think they got it. We can just go back mid lane. The amount of damage with E, Dark Harvest, and Ignite right there was plenty to kill the Malphite. Absolutely beautiful. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, I have snowballed the game in High Diamond. It's that quick. You might think like, oh, the better the player, the worse the strategy. No. No. You can always create havoc in any elo. I presume this would probably work in Challenger as well. It really doesn't matter. The strategy is just absolutely absurd. Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone flashed there. It's actually so tragic. I should have gotten all of them, but whatever. They all freaking flashed. That was so hilarious. And you can see, just because of the pressure of Nunu Mid, my jungler's ahead, my bot's extremely ahead. I'm not really playing topside this game. You can decide if you care about topside or not. Because it's a Kayle, it really doesn't matter. And look, since I'm so ahead, let's shove this out, and we can get a beautiful Magi's. So you're gonna see how I snowball this game extremely hard. Normally, their team comp looking dangerous, but because of Nunu Mid, I can end the game. The game's pretty much already over at 13 minutes. So long my team doesn't AFK and troll. Beautiful. My jungler's too fed. Let's go. It's GG. The thing with Nunu Mid, you just it's actually kind of like a funnel strat, honestly. You make one person extremely strong and they're just able to carry the game majority of the time. Or actually, what I find most of the time happening, I make my whole team strong. But in this case, because I was mid-gapping their mid lane so hard, my jungler had a free time to pretty much be insanely fed. And he should be able to 1v9. Alright, this should be a pretty free bot lane gank. There we go. It's that easy, and I scare Sion away. Beautiful, beautiful. My top laner is getting gapped pretty hard. She got solo killed 6 times. You would expect they would learn, but I mean... Oh, this is huge. Oh, yeah, this is huge. Oh, yeah, this is huge, ladies and gentlemen. Imperial Mandate? Come on, baby. Okay, how broken is tanks? What the fuck? I do no damage to him. Bard? Let's fucking go. That's the power of Nunu Mid. I literally single-handedly just won that fight so hard. 25 Metra stacks on the books. Let's fucking go. And now we can pretty much build into our beautiful gargoyle. We have Dead Man's to synergize really well with our W. Beautiful. I baited out Olaf's ultimates. That's really, really nice. I mean, we can just chase him, guys. Let's be honest. We're freaking Nunu. There we go. And now we secure pretty much everything. I mean, we can keep chasing here. Okay, Scion tanks. Q to heal. Alright, let's secure Drake here. Nami gets bursted. Gonna root this guy. Beautiful ult. Finish him off. I got my snowball Q. Who is this man? Rank 1 Nunu gameplay. Come on. Come on. Let's freaking go. We get Drake here. Dude. A lot of people say Nunu's kit is boring or whatnot. And I guess I can see it. But it's so fun winning. Okay. I need to make sure I get blue. I need, please. Let's freaking go. This jungler's understanding. Alright. We're super, super strong now. We can group and start ending. Guys. Holy shit, I'm still alive. What the fuck, man? I'm still breathing, boys. I'm still breathing. And there we go. That's a beautiful ace. We can get Baron off of that. I baited them so hard. There's one. Pop out the ulti. Malphite's dead. Pop the gargoyles. Eat up. We go in, baby. We go in. Ash, where you going? Okay, just kidding. I want the fish. I want the fish. And today we're eating good. Ladies and gentlemen, if this isn't enough evidence for why you should run Nunu Mid, I don't know what is. Come on. And just like that, we continue our win streak. I believe this is our 17th, maybe 18th win streak on the Nunu Mid. One of the most broken, disgusting things if you master it, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. Alright, that is it for the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to smash the like button. Join the Crimson Pack by subscribing to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Chen Chen out.